Family Guy Christmas specials have always been highlights of the series, with warm-hearted classic episodes like The Boom and Happy Freaking Christmas leading the charge. And of course, we can't talk about Christmas specials within Family Guy without mentioning the very best one of all. Not just the best Christmas special, but one of the best Family Guy episodes of all time, Family Guy Road to the North Pole. Episodes like these helped put Family Guy as number one when it came to the festive season, even rivaling that of The Simpsons. Unfortunately though, while there have been some pretty great Christmas episodes, as we've just mentioned, most of them are pretty mid, with some even being downright bad. A recent one I watched was Christmas Crime, an episode I used to hate because of how little Christmas aura it had. Like, sure, it was a Christmas episode, but it didn't hit me with the feeling of Christmas in the same way as something as Happy Freaking Christmas did. It just lacked that something that made it special, if that makes sense. Though upon a recent watch, I actually quite enjoyed it, and I think there's a nice little Brian story there, and it definitely picks up more towards the middle and latter half of the episode with some pretty solid jokes overall. Not a great one, but pretty decent to be honest. Despite that little redemption story I've just mentioned, the episode we'll be talking about today, in my humble opinion, is one of the worst Christmas specials I have ever seen, period. That episode, of course, is The Return of the King of Queens. Yep, that damn Kevin James Christmas episode that's been talked about by other people online. I know it's not original, but damn it, this episode got me, and not in the good way. Holy moly, I don't know what they were thinking with this one. It's sad as well because I actually really enjoyed season 2 of the show. I thought, while nothing special, it had some unique plots and funny jokes, which is all I really ask for from modern Family Guy. Like, let's be honest, nobody is here for deep character development, even though on the rare occasion they do actually nail it and do it pretty well. But yeah, nobody is here for that stuff. We are here for dumb jokes with creative stories. I just wanted, this time around, a festive episode with some solid jokes and that warm Christmas feeling. This, however, was not that. This is a depressingly boring special. Like, I had no hopes going into this one, as I do remember watching it before. At least I remember putting it on and then basically nothing else other than Kevin James was there. So I had absolutely zero expectations. Now I remember why I remembered nothing, and it's because it's boring, plain and simple. The biggest sin here is that this is so boring to get through, which is strange for Family Guy, because even the bad episodes of Family Guy are usually pretty well paced with some solid jokes. To be honest, I almost cancelled this video because I simply could not think of what on earth to say. The jokes here are played out and boring with some very few expectations, like the reference to Braveheart of all films, where Peter throws Meg and Joe out of a castle window. That one made me chuckle, and I thought the more they repeated it, the funnier it got, to be honest, even if I had to Google what the reference actually was. So the episode starts off with Lois selling the TV to pay for more presents. The reason she chooses to sell the TV is because people no longer watch TV or need one, and everybody streams individually on their own devices like iPads and stuff. Of course, this angers Peter. Don't know why she didn't think it wouldn't, but she doesn't care as usual. And the rest of the family tried to get him to stream. Sound exciting? No, of course not. It's super boring and could have been any random episode of modern Family Guy, but I digress. Due to Peter being the last man watching cable TV, this causes Kevin James to lose his career and move in with the Griffins, where Peter teaches him to become a normal person. Like, what? What an abysmal plot for a Christmas special.
What? What the fuck?
Firstly, this is just a predictable, boring, cliche plot of a house guest, which has been done to death by this point. Secondly, it feels completely random and not in a fun, clever way, but more in a desperate, quirky, begging, try-hard way. Kevin James isn't even voiced by Kevin James here, which is so bizarre, because the guy who is voicing him sometimes does a decent job, but then other times sounds nothing like him. Besides this though, why Kevin James of all people? The guy is fine enough as an actor, but my lord, is he just a plain, normal, boring person to watch in this episode. If you wanted to do this generic plot, why not choose from one of the hundreds of Family Guy characters you have at your disposal? A character that hasn't been highlighted in a while or ever. Or, to go in line with the Christmas theme of the episode, you could have even done something silly like Santa coming to live with the Griffins. Not exactly a great idea, but it's better than whatever the hell this is. I don't remember a single thing about Kevin James here, other than towards the end where he starts disappearing from lack of laughter or attention or something. But even that is pretty dumb and cliche. Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen this in Family Guy before. There's just really nothing here. The backdrop is Christmassy and colourful, which is consistent with Family Guy. Like, that's one of the only things they're still good at, really, other than dumb, idiotic jokes that actually can get a laugh or two. But there's no reason for this to actually be set at Christmas time, other than the opening segment where Lois sells the TV for presents, and the ending, I guess, where the message is meant to be a little bit more heartwarming. But no real reason why this was a Christmas special, and what a waste, to be honest. I always look forward to them, but this one let me down so much. There's just absolutely no reason for this to be set at Christmas time. Like, towards the end of the episode, the characters seem to break into Christmas song for no reason whatsoever. I genuinely couldn't believe my eyes. It was so bizarre and so stupid. It just comes out of nowhere with a really weird edit, almost like they cut a scene from the episode. My only guess is that they tried to pull at some heartstrings and ignite some Christmas energy, since they clearly forgot the whole episode was meant to be festive. The ending is just completely rushed altogether, and stupid anyway. Even without the song coming out of nowhere, Kevin James does a comedy act for the town, winning them over, gets his fading limbs back, gets off at the TV show, and just disappears. Like, so lazily. It's meant to be funny, but it just comes across as lazy. This leaves the episode and the viewer with no impression whatsoever. Peter then asks Lois for his TV back, and she agrees, but I thought she sold the TV for presents. Like, why is he acting like she took it off him as a punishment, like he needed to learn a lesson? I understand the theme of the episode being about people coming together instead of being separated and streaming separate on different devices alone, but like, it's so poorly executed and so confusing. Did they just forget the story they're telling? That is, apart from when the episode constantly does tell the viewer the message. Like, they constantly hammer down the message, with Peter giving a speech where he literally says, we need to come together. Like, there is no subtlety here at all, like something you'd see in something like South Park, which handles these stories 10 times better lately. But like I touched upon earlier, I don't know many people other than little kids who stream on their handheld devices. But like, I don't know many people other than little kids, like toddlers, who stream on their handheld devices much. Like, especially if there's a TV in the room. It's just normal to watch Netflix and shit on the biggest screen, with most people actually watching Netflix shows together as a couple or as a family, so they can talk about it. Like, couples like Peter and Lois would be watching these shows together. That's just normal life. That's real life, not whatever shit they made up here. It's so idiotic and so fucking boring to watch and to get through this episode. I don't know what else to say. I'm literally forgetting everything about this one, and I've only just finished it. In fact, it got so bad I almost fell asleep. No, I did. I fell asleep towards the last 2 minutes and had to wake up and rewind this piece of shit episode. It's a complete and utter mess. A shit, bad episode of Family Guy with bad jokes and a forgettable generic plot that goes absolutely nowhere and leaves no impact on the viewer whatsoever. But even worse, this episode is meant to be a Christmas special. Some of my favourite Family Guy episodes and favourite episodes of any TV show. Like, I can stick on a TV show that I've never watched before, and I can just put on the Christmas special, get into it, vibe, and have a good time. It's so hard to mess up Christmas specials. But here they managed it. They managed to do it. A Christmas special with basically fuck all to do with Christmas. Great. So happy I wasted my time with this utter garbage episode. I'm generally a lot more mad than I thought I would get, but my lord, there is just nothing here to talk about. They just didn't try on any front. If you're a fan of Christmas or a fan of Family Guy, do yourself a favour and skip this episode. Watch literally any other Christmas special, especially Road to the North Pole, because come on, we all know that's absolute peak. Have a merry night, a merry Christmas, and be safe out there.
What you want? What you want for Christmas?
I was thinking maybe one of those old-timey...
Too late. Take too long. Sad Christmas.